We're going to talk about why your Facebook ads will not perform the way you want. We're obviously not going to give you all the reasons, but from our experience, you're going to highlight some of the most common ones. So what I will do, I will go through some of the basics of the setup and some of the things you might expect, but I will also talk a little bit deeper on why ads in general can be struggling, how you identify where you're missing out so that you can do something about it. So we're looking at, even though we're talking about Facebook ads specifically in this session, you can actually apply these tricks and adjustments to your ads on any platform, any social media platform, any offsite platform, any on Google, and etc. So bear with me. There's going to be one section talking a little bit more about the specific elements of the ads, and then I'm going to talk to you about the way to approach ads in general to create conversions. And that's where many people don't, or they fail because they're just not aware of it. So let me make you aware of that element as well. Let's see. Okay, so why your Facebook ads don't work. You might have experienced that you have advertised over time and it's become more expensive and you get less clients. You might never have advertised on Facebook. And then I highly recommend to pick up on some of these things I will be talking about so that you don't waste your money. It's all about getting more return on your ads and how to do that. So it's not one answer fit all, but one approach is very, very valuable. And that's what we want to talk about. But again, I'm going to talk about some very specifics for ads. I'm going to show you some examples and those kind of things as well. So let's start with the ad. Most people know that they need to set up an ad on these platforms. And my example for today is Facebook ads specifically. And I've put up an example here of an ad that is working. And I will tell you why it is working. Some of the things we really need to do, the pre-work for an ad, is to understand who you are targeting. So making sure that you know, so this ad, for example, will target females that are into organic deodorants. And you will have search history, etc., that will tell Lumi deodorant that this is you, but it's very, very targeted on this target group. We have to understand that, because if you now not a female into organic deodorants, this ad won't really trigger you in any way, which is one of the key things, targeting. So this ad, first of all, is visual. It's using purples. It's using so it's more of like a vibrant color. It is using a real person. It is. So the image here has a very clear purpose. This lady in the image is showing you the underarms, which is normally where you put deodorant, and she's doing so confidently, which makes us understand that this is a deodorant. And the tagline "Smell Better Naked" really relates to a topic that sweat is not really a nice topic that we want to talk about. So it really pinpoints smell better naked. That's what you want to achieve. It is a clear text. So stop odor before it starts. You can actually use it on your whole body, aluminium free. So it's talking to those people interested in organic deodorants. That is the target group. They're not trying to target everyone else. Also, it knows what the problem. So Lumi knows the problem with the general organic deodorant is that it doesn't really camouflage the smell that well as maybe the ones with more chemicals. So it really understands what the target group wants, and has a very clear visual about it. It doesn't say anything about deodorant here, except on that little picture on the purple here. You might not even see it, but it says deodorant down here. So it's really just the pictures and the visuals that makes it obvious that this is deodorant. Obviously, the name Lumi deodorant will also tell you that it is a deodorant, but it's super, super clear. It's super relevant for the target audience. Like, they know that the organic deodorant is better for the skin, but that many brands don't really cover the smell enough. So they're talking about smell better naked. Aluminium free. So it talks about all the non-chemicals that is in this deodorant, really just knowing their target audience. You have to understand your target audience. And this is why targeting is so important. You don't want to go too broad. You want to really hone in on your target audience and rather create multiple ads for various target groups. So let's say Lumi also has a deodorant for men. Then they want to maybe have a man in the picture for that sake, and maybe they use slightly different colors, etc. Targeting is super important, super valuable. So it's not only creating copy and creating the images, targeting and understanding who you're talking to, very, very important. When we come back to a little bit later about the approach, how you approach your marketing campaigns, you will see the targeting is a very specific area that needs to be attended to. It's valuable. It knows where to position itself. It knows that the odor is where it will win, and that's the pain point of its competitors. Very, very clear to action. Get the offer now. There's no doubt in anyone's mind what they're going to do. The offer has in the text is green ticks, very, very visual, and get the offer now. It's not a lot of ifs and buts, but this is going straight to the point. So that is the ad. A good visual doesn't have to be designer perfect, but it has to have a purpose. So this lady has her showing her underarms. It's on purpose. It's not by coincidence. It's not someone standing with their arms down smiling. It is showing something. Then we have the landing page. So a landing page is where people go to when they clicked on your ads. One of the biggest issues that many are facing is that they're not consciously thinking about their landing page. What is really important, or they think it's great or is good enough, what they're not always conscious of is you had targeting in your ads. Now your landing page should be as targeted as your ad. That's why also your landing page is not always your home page. So, or your web page. Your landing page should be hyper targeted for the target market that your ad was targeted towards. So you really need to have a smooth customer journey or leads journey, buyer's journey, whatever you want to call it, from the ad through to the landing page. Really, really important, because if there's a mismatch, people don't like to think, we don't like to use our brains too much, so it just needs to make sense. So it mustn't clash with the ads. That's why, again, rather create multiple landing pages for the same product or the same service, but really, really targeted on who you're targeting. So say men and females in the deodorant examples. You want to continue to then have females maybe with their arms up, etc., same color scheme, etc., coming through on your landing page. And what you want to do on your landing page is to really focus on how you turn those clicks into prospects. If you have a service that doesn't necessarily sell on the click, which is most products and services. So even in my deodorant example, people will, from the previous on the ad, people will click on that get offer, but that doesn't mean they're going to buy straight away. So you want to be conscious on how you're capturing people's details. Are you using, we're going to in the next slide come to retargeting and things like that. But your focus is how can you turn this click into a prospect, not necessarily a client right away. But that is your focus. So if you focus on that and understand that you need to focus on that, you will be a lot more successful. So that's why I'm saying rather create multiple landing pages for your specific target that you're targeting on the ads. These things have to follow through. Here, for example, we have a row house. It's a training center. And we have a lead form all the way at the top here. It's capturing people's details quickly. So this is for rowing specifically. Let's go, let's row. Get started now. Fill in here and just go. Very, very easy, clear call to action. You see, and also you want to think about what you put attention to at the top of your landing page. It can be multiple. For people that are not convinced, there can be more information further down, but really pay attention to what you have, what we call above folds. That will be before people start scrolling on the page. Also a little stat there, just what to expect, because we do believe that our stuff is perfect and easily get disappointed and despondent. So do not become despondent. According to WordStream, the average landing page conversion rate is 2.35% across industries. So the top 25% of landing pages is 5.3. So if you have a conversion on your landing page, say at 5, it is actually fairly decent. So that this will to some degree be industry specific, etc. And what makes that conversion rate harder? So conversion will be that someone submits the page. What will make it higher? It will be how nicely your landing page messaging and targeting from the ad to the landing page is, and also your targeting of the ads and the communication in the ad. So how well you understood your target audience and how well you define your target audience. The better you define your target audience, the better you will be able to communicate to them. So that is really, really underrated, how much effort you should put in that. Do a proper, set aside time and do a proper analyzing of who you are targeting. And even if you want to target everyone, segment those everyone into little buckets and do one at a time. One ad for each, one landing page for each, and you will see that your landing pages will, your overall conversion will perform a lot better. Then we have your nurturing, and just a couple of examples of nurturing. At the top, I have an image of this is an email nurturing that we have set up for ourselves around customer journeys. So the people that enter into this nurturing, they have downloaded a customer journey mapping guide, and they will receive emails, tips on how to get this customer journey put into practice. So that is email marketing, really, really valuable, because email marketing is very cheap. So even though you won't hit every single person with every single email, you want to focus here on giving value. The really important part of nurturing is to build trust. So don't try to just push out as much as possible, but again, understand who you're talking to, understand why they entered your system, and communicate on those specific things. So for this email campaign, we know that the person coming into this campaign is interested in creating amazing customer journeys for their customers. We just want to help them get there. And that's what these emails are focusing on. One is around strategy. It's a little bit about how a CRM will help you do that, the importance of your website and your landing pages and all of these things. So you can tackle one thing at a time, nurturing people through that process. We're obviously offering to help people with it along the way, but we don't force anyone to buy anything from us. We just show that we know what we're talking about, and this is how we do it. Here's all the information. If you don't have the time to do it, we're happy to help you. So really just adding that value, nurture them, and showing them value. So don't think that you need to push sales, but also remember that you do need to offer to help people along the way. So it would be a mistake of us to just show people all the things that they can be doing and should be doing, and then just not offering to help. So we need to make it easy, which we will see in the approach a little bit later after this as well. We need to make it easy to take that step to purchase as well. Not only make them feel bad about all the things they don't have time to do. Then we have remarketing, which is very underutilized. So again, many knows that they need to put up those initial ads, but they don't want to spend. They think that remarketing will be spending extra money on people that wouldn't buy, which is a little bit of the wrong approach. Now, when someone has shown interest in your product and they leave, so you have a visitor visit your website, or your landing page through an ad that you created, but then they leave because they get busy, they're going to get to it later, and they forget about it. That is a lost lead if you don't do anything else. If you either have someone phoning on those leads, you might pay for that, but you end up overall converting more clients. You reduce the overall cost for those clients. Or if you follow up through a visual ad, like if you've probably seen, you visited a website and afterwards, whatever you looked at pops up different places. It's just a reminder to say, hey, you remember you were interested in this product? If you're still interested, you can actually access it here. So that would be a visual remarketing that pops up as images, etc. It's really just reminding people that you are there, adding the value. You can have remarketing, adding something additional. It's about nurturing these leads from just, instead of just stopping here, leaving your page, you invest a little bit extra. So either an additional ad, someone to phone them, and maybe email marketing as well, because email marketing, it doesn't cost you anything extra if you just if you have a well planned out nurturing sequence. So adding that little extra effort really, really, really improves your overall conversion. And that's why that little extra investment makes the initial investment so much more valuable. Important to remember. So what are your expectations of your advertising efforts? A lot of people, a lot of businesses that we see, and we even sometimes do this. We initially have these ideas, and we even go back into that ourselves. It's sort of it's so ingrained. Oh, let's just put up an ad, but that is not enough. You need to have a well thought through landing page. You need to think about where you're driving that click to. You need to think about what you're going to do with that click afterwards to convert them into clients. If you don't have that process in place, you're wasting your money on ads. Most people don't capture their leads properly. That's why 48% of salespeople don't follow up with a prospect. You don't capture your leads properly, which is when you need a CRM system, something like that. They don't follow up on the leads appropriately and properly because it's not planned. It's left up to ad hoc. Now I had some time. Oh, now I'm busy. Oh, I forgot this person. It's not consistent. And because we don't focus necessarily on adding the value through a planned nurturing, we do these ad hoc things that just makes us naggy and a little bit spammy and all of that kind of stuff. So only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts, whilst 90% of sales are made on a 4th contact and up. So you can imagine if you pump out a lot of money on that initial ad, you're really, really losing out. So that's why all of these little things afterwards become so important. And overall, investing a little bit in that reduces your cost per new client you get dramatically. So we look at it like this. Your customer, and so this is now, why is this the case? Your customer is going through a process from understanding that, oh, this is something I might need, to deciding if they need it, to becoming a customer. Through that process, you need to focus on different things in your marketing. So there's no point of focusing on converting clients when people are just realizing, oh, this is something I need to solve. So you need to focus on collecting the leads, which is what you do on either in your ads or in your landing pages. Now that depending a little bit on your product and services, the quality of your leads will be higher if they have gone through a landing page. But now this is a little bit dependent on your business. But you need to focus then on collecting leads. Then when you have collected the lead and you know that someone is interested, you can go over to converting them through engaging with them and making sure you offer them something, have a good call to action, and making sure it's easy to purchase. Must be easy to purchase. If the purchase process is too complicated, too many options, all of that, you risk losing them. So it's really important. And then once they're clients, you want to make sure that you add value on that client by maybe making sure they come back. If you have a product that say people buy on a monthly basis, or they should buy on a monthly basis. You want to make sure that you remind them, hey, you might be running out. A typical one is supplements. Often you buy them for 30 days or 60 days, something like that. And then you need to buy again. But now there might be 5 days delivery time. So you want to make sure that they get reminded. That is an added service, and you can automate this. You don't really have to remember it. So a lot of processes around creating fans that should be automated because they are so standard. So this is all about multiplying the value. You want to make sure that you get your Google reviews in from your clients. You want to have that repeat business if it's natural that they repeat, or referral business if it's not natural that they repeat. You can say something like a car. You don't buy that often, maybe, but still, maybe 5 years later you need a new one, depending on obviously who it is. If you go to the hairdresser, you maybe need to go every, now depending on who you are, but you maybe need to go every 6 weeks. Say you are as a older person going grey, don't want to go grey, do their highlights, they need to do them more often. So that reminder that, hey, there's a time, here is just book here, and then it's easy to purchase. In that example is booking, just making sure that they come back. It's not like, oh, now I suddenly need to do it, and they go somewhere else. So looking after them, delivering, impressing, and making sure that you're maximizing the value of it. We often put it together like this, where we see everything is connected. So here we see the specific things that you need to focus on when you're collecting leads. And I did mention earlier, targeting. Targeting is extremely important. If you don't do it or try to go too broad, you will completely miss the target. You will not be able to attract the right people, and then you won't capture them. So you're really stopping the process by not having this in place. So each of these elements here, these 9 steps, are important. If you want me to send it to you, just let me know. I will send you the screenshot so you have all of it, or you can screenshot it. But targeting is really important in collecting leads. Attracting them is really about your messaging. It needs to be on point to the target market. You can test around this, but this is really, really important. You need to capture your leads. Don't just send them to your website and they disappear as nothing. That's when you waste your money on your ads. You need to send them to a specific landing page with a specific call to action that is as targeted as your ad. Then you need to have processes to convert your clients. You need to engage with them. You need to nurture them. And adding that value, as I was talking about earlier, adding that value, understanding them. So your nurture and engagement should be targeted like your ads and your landing pages. So you should really understand where people are coming from, and that will improve your conversion rate. You need to remember to offer something, not only add a lot of value and never offer anything, and making it easy to purchase. When you also move on to creating fans, you're getting added value. So say you have spent ad money on one person that bought something. If you can get that person to buy again or refer another client that you then don't have to spend the ad spend on, you are doubling the profit on that specific lead. That's what creating fans is about. You need to deliver and impress. So it's not about tricking people to buy again, nothing like that. You do it through delivering great service, great product, adding additional value after they bought from you, so that you facilitate the multiplying process. Facilitate it. Asking for the reviews, asking maybe for the referral, create a discussion, entice them to, why should you be talking about this? Why should you be referring people? Maybe even have a referral program. So all of this is connected. You see this is all connected here. So by creating fans, you easier convert clients because you get reviews and customer statements and all these kind of things that build up the social proof of what you deliver. It is also easier to collect leads because you get referrals. People talk about you, and those leads are a lot cheaper and easier to convert than the ones you have to do from ads. So this is all connected, and that's why you need to have something along every single step of this way. I'm going to pop up here because I do have the resource on this where let's see here. So feel free. So if you want to map out each of these steps and figure out how to do it, feel free to download this resource. You can screenshot it. Unfortunately, you can't click on the link. You can screenshot it or just ask in the chat how to do that. So that is a free resource. Feel free to use that. Let me pop that away again. There we go. Then this is how we prioritize the work in Pinetree Marketing. So all of these steps is the ones I mentioned earlier, but it's just in the order. So we don't start with the ad. We start with the conversion process, making sure that you have your conversion process in order. So how do we do that? First, before we even do that, we see, is there any potential in the existing contacts you have? Because you're going to spend a little bit of time and potentially some money on improving your processes. Is there any value that we can get out of your existing contacts first to make it more attractive or easy for you to continue through the rest of the process? So that's the first thing we'll look at. A lot of people, some people don't have that. We also look at existing clients. We'll look at previous clients. Could we send something to them to re-engage them, etc. Then we look, are you capturing your traffic? So do you have a landing page? Do you have a lead form? Does it work for you? Do you have capturing in place? Really, really important. No point of moving on to creating nurturing if you don't have your capturing in order. Then we go to the nurturing. Most businesses don't have any nurturing. Some have a little bit, but usually it's a lot of potential in just starting to nurture clients or leads. You will learn so much from your the little nurturing that you put in place on what to communicate, how to communicate, what's working and what's not. And all of that is information that you can use in your targeting, in your messaging, and all of those things. Then we look at make sure you deliver, because if you don't deliver, we can't ask happy customers for referrals. We can't upsell to them. So those things need to be in place. Is it easy to purchase? Because if we clutter, or if your business is cluttering up the purchasing process, again, it doesn't come through. We could have an amazing ad, great targeting, awesome landing page, nurturing is on par, but it's just so complicated to purchase that no one understands. Like facts in your purchase order. You don't do stuff like that because no one really uses facts these days. So just an example, they have to make it easy to purchase. When those things are in order, then the ads kick in. Now we have and these processes don't need to be perfect. They just need to be there so that you can improve on them. I normally say to whenever I work with a client that wants is perfect, they have an idea what perfection is. And then we go live with it and they'll say, oops, there was things I didn't think about. So my advice is rather go like 80%. 80% happy. If you're very much of a perfectionist, leave your perfectionist somewhere else in a different room and just go 80% and rather improve from there. Because then you get started with something, you get going. And that's when you, again, from there can improve. So don't go for perfection. You will definitely learn stuff along the way. But have your conversion processes in order, your capture, your nurturing, before you kick in on the ads, and make sure that your targeting is in order. That was my last message for today. If there's any questions, either live or if you're watching the recording, if you want to just pop questions in the comment fields, we're on a little bit of a different channels, but all of them will come through. We're happy to ask them either live or we're happy to answer them afterwards as well. Feel free to contact us on any of the social channels, on our website, whatever you want, with any questions that you might have. We love answering real questions with real answers. So I hope you will take advantage of that. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for joining today, and I'll